Hello. So I've decided to try and create this sort of YouTube show, working title outside my comfort zone, about watching shows on Netflix that people have recommended to me, or Netflix has recommended to me, or that I've just seen and I would never normally actually watch, but because somehow it's figured itself into my consciousness, I'm going to give it a try and see what I see what I think. I sort of ended up watching Love is Blind, going into it thinking I'm going to hate this and it's going to be terrible, and it actually ended up being amazing, and I'm such a fan now. So I've realized that maybe you should just try watching shows, and sometimes you're right about them and sometimes you're not. So the first show that's come up for me is Netflix thinks that I should somehow watch Back with the Ex, and I will be sharing my initial thoughts going in and then how I feel after watching an episode. And you know, I might end up watching the whole series, or I might end up just chucking it after pretty much the first one or two episodes. So yeah, Back with the Ex, my initial thoughts are just, this is so gross. And I kind of hate everything about this advert because I've watched the advert first. And, you know, it's just, I'm not feeling that good about it going in. I'm thinking I really am going to hate this one regardless of other people's hype. It just looks a little bit cheap. And they're Australian, so no offense. Apart from like Home and Away, I don't really rate many Australian dramas or shows. We'll see how I feel after watching an episode of Back with the Ex. Okay. I have pressed play. So far Eric has definitely red flags for me. I'm just triggered. I don't know why, but he's in that sort of douchey serial killer, sociopath in training type area for me, so we'll see if I'm right or wrong about him.
They'll show how they've changed. Yeah, I may not be the girl that you once knew. I have no idea.
I think it's just the holidays keeping these couples together. A lot of times, basically, the recipe is to just be on holiday all the time and you'll probably have a successful relationship in life.
Breaking up with Lauren was the biggest regret of my life.
I want to get back with my ex because he was my first true love.
Just because Cam's naked doesn't mean he's going to be getting any.
What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking right at her. Diane and I wouldn't have seen each other for 28 years.
I have a lot of issues. My biggest fear is to give it another shot and then bang, let down. You're annoying me!
So difficult, bro.
Okay, so I have watched 2 episodes of Back with the Ex, and I will give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's mildly entertaining. It's not Love is Blind levels of entertainment, but it's got its moments, but I'm not going to be riveted to this one. It's just, apparently it came out like a year and a half ago anyway, so I'm sort of a little bit late to the party, but even the title is just shivers down my spine. Back with the Ex. I think that works in like 0.2% of cases. But what were my takeaways from this show? That Eric is just the worst. I mean, as soon as he came on, I just had immediate red flags. I was very triggered. I just immediately thought this person's controlling. His girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, Lauren, I was ready to set up like a GoFundMe page just to get her away from this guy because he is the worst. Then you had like hot girl Meg and that surfer bum dude she was with. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they were very childish together, but it was kind of sweet. You know, they could work if they wanted to. I got the impression that him saying Meg's just not really happy at the moment happens a lot in their relationship. But they were fine. Nothing too out of the ordinary with them. Kate and Cam, those two. Oof. I mean, Kate, she's somebody to study. I mean, he is such a dweeb, but I mean, she seems to get off on it. So I found her kind of a trash bag as a person, but each to their own. You know, I think she was like ordering him around a lot, and that was supposed to be her trying to charm him. Yeah, didn't quite make sense to me. And yeah, that was my general takeaway, that it was an okay show, but not that life-changing. And if you're really desperate for something to watch, I suppose you should watch it. I'd say watch 2 episodes, and if for whatever reason you fall in love, then keep watching. But if you find that, yeah, it's a bit meh, then I wouldn't be surprised, because it's a year on and we've seen so much more in TV land since then, so we know where it can go. But ultimately for me, it's not something I'm going to keep watching. But you could always let me know in the comments why you think it deserved more attention, or if you also agree. And so yes, that's my whole take on Back with the Ex. Still hate that title. Yay.